Hi, it's John, and welcome to the channel 5:45 a.m. on Sunday, January 12th, with the big blue mug of coffee. Hope you're having a great day today. And I've got a call to action from you today, which I think is the only hope we've got for an early election in Canada before October. So stay tuned for that. It'll change your life, it'll affect Canadian politics, and best of all, it will mess with the Liberal Party of Canada. So stay tuned for that right now. Now, I'm really concerned. You probably are as well. I'm not an insider in politics. I'm pretty far away from Ottawa. I live in Calgary, Alberta, for God's sakes. But reading between the lines again, much like I did in yesterday's video. By the way, thanks very much. 30,000 people almost watched my video yesterday. Give up, Christie. The fix is in on my small channel. Pretty impressive. And yesterday I talked about how I think Trudeau and his team are backing Mark Carney. Lo and behold, after I posted my video, Brian Lilly posted a story in the Toronto Sun. Here it is on the screen right now. Let me bring it up for you. Trudeau's team goes all in on Carney while Clark implodes. Now, the implosion he's referring to is what I talked about in my video yesterday on how the CBC did a hit piece on Christy Clark, former Premier of British Columbia. Internal party politics at play in decision to back Carney rather than the woman who stood with Trudeau for more than a decade. So that would be Chrystia Freeland, okay? So the first couple of paragraphs here. Former top advisor Gerald Butts is part of Carney's campaign team, while others close to Trudeau, including Trudeau's chief of staff, Katie Telford, are making the calls on Carney's behalf. So let's get this straight, folks. The same architects of destruction on Trudeau's team for the last 10 years are leading the way for Mark Carney, an unelected WEF globalist climate cultist. They are backing him in this right now. So the same people who are being shown the door are leading the way for Trudeau's hand-picked leader of the Liberal Party and the next Prime Minister of this country. Scares the hell out of me, should scare the hell out of you. Next paragraph. 3 independent Liberal sources tell The Sun that Telford has been seeking support for Carney with key supporters and that much of the PMO staff is behind Carney as well. That's something the Carney campaign is disputing. So Carney, despite getting support from his friend Trudeau and the people who support Trudeau, won't even admit that they are supporting him. That's how toxic they are, and that's how toxic this situation is. So where are we going here? What scares me about this? Well, we've got a leadership campaign on right now. Apparently, we're going to find out March 9th who will lead the Liberal Party and be the next Prime Minister of this country. Followed up by government coming back on March the 24th after prorogation. So what happens then? And this is where people have some hope that we might have an early election, but I have no hope at all until you do something. So let's look at that. After prorogation, what happens? Let's read about Canada's Parliament prorogue process, and we'll get to the important part down in blue here. In Canada, after the government is prorogued, all parliamentary activities, including committee meetings, investigations, voting, and question periods are halted, as you know. Unenacted government bills lapse and fall away. Good news, because a number of censorship bills are dead now in this country. So that's the one good thing I think we can say about prorogation. And studies and hearings by parliamentary committees cease. The government remains in power, but no new parliamentary business occurs until the new session begins. So this is the important part. Parliament is set to reconvene on March 24, 2025, at which point the new session will start with the Governor General reading the speech from the throne. Following this, the government will face an immediate and automatic vote of confidence in the House of Commons. If it loses this vote, the new Prime Minister must request the Governor General to dissolve Parliament and call a general election. So this is where people are saying this is the chance for the government to fall in an early election, and it's not going to happen. I contend that a deal has been made. I mean, Trudeau goes on vacation over the holidays, generally goes somewhere warm, stays in Canada, because he's got a mess to clean up, which included him finally resigning last Monday. But at the same time, he's making calls in the background, right? He's making deals. He's probably speaking with Carney's people. Listen, I'm gone on Monday. Get ready because you're going to be in the race, so get your team together. This is happening. But he's also on the phone with Jagmeet Singh. Singh is not going to vote this government down. And listen, don't you think Justin Trudeau had all his ducks in a row prior to walking out behind that microphone last Monday and semi-resigning as Prime Minister and the Liberal leader? Of course he did. He knew exactly how this was going to play out. He was the only one who knew. He knew he was going to prorogue, how long prorogation would end, when they might choose a new Liberal leader, and who that new Liberal leader might be, because he was on the phone with Carney giving a tip-off. Get ready, I'm going to resign. And there's no way he's going to throw his good friend and confidant in with the wolves into a new election shortly after he's named Prime Minister in March, which just happens to be March 9th. And he also talked to Jagmeet Singh and got his support. And Singh is going to get something out of this and have a little bit of influence a little bit longer with the government, because he's not going to have any when the new Conservative government is voted in October. That's when we're having an election, unless you do something, unless we mess with the Liberal leadership campaign. So how can you do that? Well, here are the rules online. Check it out right here. It's pretty simple. And I believe you can sign up as a Liberal member until January 27th and still vote in the Liberal leadership campaign. Vote for somebody other than Mark Carney. Now, I would suggest you vote for Liberal backbencher Chandra Arya. You may have seen Chandra online. That's who I'm going to support, because I'm signing up as a member of the Liberal Party of Canada as soon as I'm done this video. It's the only hope we have for an early election. And think of the absolute catastrophe it would be for the Liberal Party if Chandra Arya was voted in as the Liberal leader. I think the government would fall after the throne speech if that happened. I hope you appreciate this video. If you do, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.